I'm Jeannie Brown, and I'm a bird truther. A bird truther is a person who doesn't believe in birds for good reason. It's nothing real about a bird. You haven't seen a bird nest in a long time. I haven't seen a bird nest. Have you seen a bird nest?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to the audience, production. Have y'all seen a bird nest? He said he seen one 6 months ago, but that's a long time ago. And then he said he didn't even check it for cameras. Be for real. Come in. I'm gonna let y'all come outside with me. Kind of go through a day in my life. So I'll hit a light so that it's not too dark in here. I don't know what it's looking like. So we'll hit that and just kind of show you what I do in my day. Usually when I wake up in the morning, I like to sit down and I like to just breathe, meditate a little bit. I might go out on the balcony and meditate, or just breathe to get myself centered. And once I do that, I like to squawk like a bird or either tweet like a bird for at least an hour, because it feels like the right thing to do.
You think you're a bird?
Excuse me?
Nothing.
So I don't have anybody out here, so I think I'm good to go. You can ask questions though. You can definitely, if you feel curious about anything at all, you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. My mornings are usually pretty typical. I like to log in and check my emails. I need to send a tweet. No pun intended. Why do you think they call it Twitter? You tweet, Twitter, tweet, it's a bird. They're putting it right in your face. Like, they can't do anything without telling us that they're doing the thing. You understand? It's like they put it right in our face. Kind of like the apple on the Apple iPhone. It's a bitten apple. It's a forbidden fruit. You get it? So anyway, back to birds, because that's why you guys are here.
Boom, boom. I started working for the CIA in 1950. I was 25 years old. Yes, I'm currently 53 years old. So it's a lot of. Yes, it's a lot of.
I'm trying to do the math, but.
Yes, I was 25 when I started working for the CIA.
Okay.
And I am 53 years old right now. I started working for the CIA in 1951, matter of fact, the summer. I mean, actually, it was like the winter of 1951. It's February 31st, I believe. February 31st, 1951 is when I first started working for the CIA.
The birds will fly away. If I run at them, the government will realize I'm a danger to their bird program, and they fly away. If I see a bird, I'll just freeze. And I can tell, it's an experiment I've done. They will just watch.
Birds used to have families and stuff. Like, you never see a bird family anymore. When the last time you seen a baby bird with parents? No, it's just a little robot. It's a drone. It's not even.
I actually seen a duck.
Parents.
I actually seen a duck family over there across town like a couple weeks ago, and almost hit it. So, a duck with their family.
It wasn't real.
So it was a duck with a bunch of robots?
It's the CIA. It's a very secret. What I'm talking about right now is a very top secret CIA program. That's why you feel like this is a joke. That's why you feel like this is satire. Maybe that's why this is satire, because who the fuck should be speaking on it unless they want to get attacked by birds? Have you ever seen the movie Birds?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the movie called Birds?
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the movie Birds?
Don't remember.
Because you ain't never watched Birds?
I did watch
Did you
Birds.
watch the old one or the new one?
The old one when the birds was like attacking people.
It was in black and white?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It was. How did they make all them birds attack that lady?
It's a movie.
How did they make them birds attack them people? They probably was practicing. When they made that movie, they were practicing the drones before they let them all out.
They don't fly away very often if you stay far away from them, because they need as much data as possible. They only fly away when it's important to preserve the bird technology. So I will either freeze or I will run at the birds as fast as I can, and it pretty much keeps them away. If I freeze long enough, the government will realize I'm not giving them anything.
Have you ever tried to win in a fight against a bird? 2 countries have declared war on birds, and they both lost. The first was Australia. They had what was known as the Emu War, where they tried killing off all the emus, even using guns. But their attempts were unsuccessful. The emu population persisted, and they won. The next country who declared war on birds was China. Years ago, Mao Zedong, who was the former president of China, ordered all the sparrows to be killed. After a few years, the insect population had grown so much that locusts and grasshoppers and other insects descended on China's crops by the millions. Mao realized his mistake and called a halt to the war on sparrows, but the damage had already been done. Without the birds, China found itself powerless against the insects.
So here's a map of the world showing the countries who haven't declared war on birds versus the countries who have declared war on birds and who have lost.
There was a Birds Aren't Real conference, and when they had the Birds Aren't Real conference, do you know that that's where that video came from that went viral online of like a bunch of birds? It looked like the movie Birds, but all these birds were in the parking lot, all over the cars. They came to the Birds Aren't Real conference.
So you saying like when birds shit on your window, they already know which window they want to shit on?
Yeah, and it's not actually poop. It's you know that it's a machine, like I said 1,000 times. So what happens when your battery starts to get old? There's corrosion, right? And it looks kind of white, it looks kind of chunky, it looks like bird poop. See, you nodding your head yes, because you know that I'm right. What other animal has poop that looks like that? I'm gonna keep dropping the mic on y'all ass. I'm gonna keep dropping the mic on y'all ass.
The worst kind of bird is the hummingbird. The reason is that they look so cute on the surface, but that is just clever exterior design for the drones. The problem is that they fly so fast and so silently that you can't tell when they're about to dive bomb you.
Are birds weaponizable? They're basically swords with wings that stab you in your heart emotionally. I haven't seen evidence of it physically, but emotionally, they get you. They're weapons. Take hummingbirds, for example. Beak needles. I would call them beetles, but people get confused, and I'm like, don't. It's a beak needle. What do you think it's gonna be?
What they don't realize is that these hummingbird needles can inject anything. Some people believe in anti-vaxxer dogma, and they don't realize that it's not going to be a mandate from the government that forces them to get vaccinated. It's gonna be hummingbirds.
They telling y'all it's only 28 days in February, but it's really 31 days. I started working on the 31st day of February.
Did you just make that up because you just heard yourself say February 31st?
No, I did not make that up. I started working for the CIA at the age of 25, 1951.
Okay.
Yes, and I am 53 years old now, according to the government.
Well, don't flap your feathers at me.
Oh, don't say nothing about feathers. Please don't say nothing about feathers. Say you walking in a group and bird like shitted on me a lot of time. And I'm the only one that the bird shitted on. And I'm trying to figure out why these birds just keep shitting on me now. Since I found out what was going on, is it wasn't the bird that was shitting on me, it was my bosses, my supervisors was shitting on me.
A few days ago, a brave mercenary snuck into a top secret government bird facility and was able to capture a bird prototype. And now its electronics have been revealed. The government can't hide for much longer. Sometimes people wonder, how do you explain the lifespan of all these birds that live multiple years? These birds don't live multiple years.
So you got to control some birds yourself?
They wouldn't let me do it.
Did you get to design any birds?
They wouldn't let me do it.
So you were like a lower level CIA member?
Yes, I was.
Did you take out the trash for them or get them
They
water?
they did not trust me with the trash ever since I told you that I tried to eat one of the birds.
Oh, okay.
And then I found out the truth. And that's when I found out that, like I said, the birds wasn't shitting on me. It was my supervisor, my boss was shitting on me, so I had to get the fuck away.
So they let you in by default?
Yes. And right now I'm hiding. I'm in a non-disclosed location right now.
I don't know, I think birds might be real.
So I had breakfast and everything. Now I want to take you guys outside where we can take a look at some real birds, even though they're not real birds. And just come on. By the end of this documentary, you will be convinced that birds are not real. Have you ever seen a bird nest? I mean, yeah, when we were kids, we saw bird nests. But have you seen one recently? Have you seen an egg fall out? No! That's because the government has replaced every single bird with a drone. Do you even know what the word bird stands for? A bioengineered recording device. The government has a program watching us through bioengineered recording devices that we call birds. Just look around you. You ever wonder why the birds act so weird? You ever wonder why the birds act so weird?
How they act weird? They just
If
fly
you come
around.
near them, the government will realize that you're endangering their program. You're a danger to their program. So what's the bird gonna do? It's gonna fly away. Nothing but a machine has a sensor to get away from you so fast. What other animal can escape you that fast? Even when you hear birds tweet, listen. It sounds like a computer. I want to share with you a really sad story, a traumatic story from my life. Before I got on this journey of being a bird truther, I had a bird. I had a pet bird. And every single day that bird was in our house. And I thought it was my friend, my only friend, that bird. But it was watching me just like the rest of them. That's why it's my mission to watch birds. When I see a bird, I watch it back. You ever wonder why people do bird watching? Because they know the birds were watching them motherfucking first.
When I go out in public, if I see a bird, I'll just freeze.
This is the conspiracy that will change your life. A few weeks ago, I threw a conspiracy theory night with some friends. As I was researching different conspiracies, I came across what I thought was the dumbest one of them all. Birds aren't real. I thought, are you kidding me? Of course birds are real. But the more I started to look into it, the more it drew me in and the more convinced I became. The theory is that since the 1970s, the government has been replacing birds with bird drones to spy on us. There's a
Being a bird truther is the solid place in my life. Even if I'm delivering newspapers, I'm a delivery newspaper person second. I am a mother second or third. I am a wife second or third. Or fourth. My husband's on a break from me right now because he's on the fence about being a bird truther, and I just don't have space for that in my life. Like, either you're all in, or either you believe or you don't.
There's a staggering amount of evidence to support this, and by the end of this documentary, you will also be convinced that birds aren't real. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Ever? You probably haven't because they don't exist. But if they did exist, surely someone has seen a baby pigeon, right? So we decided to go to the streets to find out for ourselves. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No.
Have any of you seen a baby pigeon ever?
No, I don't think so.
I have not, no. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Actually, I haven't. That is kind of sketchy now that I think about it.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
No, I have not. You know, I've wondered about that too.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon before?
I don't think I have, actually.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Yes, I have, yeah. In Bangkok. On my porch. On the balcony.
Do you by chance work for the government?
Yes, I do.
Coincidence? But that's not the only unsettling question. In fact, there are a whole slew of questions that don't seem to have any answers. For example, have you ever been successful at touching a wild bird? Of course you haven't. Every time you go up to touch one, it flies away. So obviously the government doesn't want you touching their high-tech drones.
Have you ever seen a bird nest?
About 2 months ago.
Did you check it for cameras? Here, I appreciate your time.
I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough. I wanna live right now.
tell me what the fuck is real about that. You tell me what's real about that. What's real about them swans? Nothing, just like the rest of them.